Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. My name is Dmack. Welcome to Dmack's podcast, where coaches, trainers, and players come and speak about their experience about basketball. And today we got Chris on the podcast. I met this guy in China, and he's a super, super cool dude. I'm sure this is going to be a really interesting episode just because of everything that he's been through. So I hope you guys are in tune for a really good episode. All right, Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Like you said, my name is Chris Randolph. I'm from Virginia, and been playing now. It's been 7 years professionally. Pretty much doing a lot more coaching now, but still playing a little bit. Probably play for maybe another year, 2 years, but trying to transition more into just a basketball training by itself. But pretty much from played in South America, played in Europe, and played in Asia as well too. So don't play at a lot of places.
Yeah. So explain to us how you got started playing ball. Like, take us way back. How you got started playing.
Um, yeah, well, we had a court when I was 6. So me and my older brother used to play, and that's kind of where the love came at for me. And I was able to shoot on the 10-foot rim early in life. So, my parents seen that, and then once they seen that, well, once we moved here from Georgia, they got me going into rec league. So, I was playing on a rec team, and
Yeah.
that's kind of pretty much how I started. And then, from then on there, man, just kept playing every year.
So you also went to high school in Virginia too?
Yeah, yep.
How was that experience? Was your team pretty good? Did you have some good teammates and stuff?
Yeah, we were really good actually. We were the first team in the history of our school to actually win a district championship, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, that's big.
So yeah, it was kind of crazy. So we actually were 3-time district champions and tournament champions, and we would all, we would end up making it to the regionals every year, and then just coming up short in the regionals at some point. But yeah, man, we ran through our district. We ran through our district every year. We brought back the same starting five all 3 years. Well, I played varsity a lot most of my freshman year too, but my sophomore year, junior year, and senior year, we brought back pretty much the same five, man, and all of us were really good friends. Which helped out a lot. So yeah, we were really good, man, really good.
That's tough because I know most high schools, like, they'll lose like one or two of their players just because of, I don't know, grades, or just because they want to go to another school. I think that's rare where you keep your same like core five guys at a school for 2 or 3 years. That's tough. Um,
See, that was the thing though, bro. We wasn't actually, we got lucky because like uh two guys, like one or two guys thought about leaving. Like there were times I had thought about leaving, and you know what I mean. Like people had approached my parents about it a few times. Back then, it was kind of rare. You know what I mean? Like unless you were like 6'8", unless you were a big man, or unless you just was just the coldest guy around. If you were good, you know what I mean. Like people were like, oh, okay, it may, like guys do it now, and I mean I see guys do it now, and they don't even average like 10 a game, just if
yeah.
they just meet the right person. But back then, you really had to be real good. So I had a few people approach my parents about it. I had thought about transferring a couple times,
Mhm.
and it just was one of those things that was just like, man, especially once I started to kind of get, a pretty decent reputation where I was, it was like, man, I might as well just stay.
So let's and real quick, what's the name of your high school, just so we know for the viewers?
I went to Goochland High School, which is it's in the middle of nowhere, man. It's about 30 minutes from Richmond.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
middle, like there's nothing. It's country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's country.
So what about college? Did you play in college? How was that?
Yeah. I actually went JUCO first, just because of grades. And I wanted to try to go D1, so I went JUCO first and played in the Maryland JUCO, which is one of the biggest conferences in the nation. So I ended up going there playing, and I left there. And then once I left there, I went to Columbia Union College, which is a Division II school in Maryland, and played there. And then I left there. Our coach got fired, so they fired the whole coaching staff. So I left there and then played at Southern Virginia for a year.
Okay.
So you did a little bouncing around, man, but it was fun.
Yeah, how was that bouncing around from different program to program? Was it like tough every year to like have a new coach and understand a new system with new teammates, or you were just trying to get in where you fit in so you can have a successful team? Like, how was that jumping from team to team every year?
It's tough just because you're getting used to different coaches. You're getting used to different systems. You know what I mean? And like, it can be tough mentally. It's not for everybody. For me personally, I knew JUCO was a stop, so that helped. JUCO really helped me because I got a chance to meet. They got a lot of pros in Maryland. So during the summer, one of our assistant coaches, he had played, big time D1 and played overseas and stuff. So he knew a lot of guys. So I stayed for the summer and got a chance to meet a lot of guys that were playing big time ball and work out with him. So that made me better. And then once I had transferred to the school in Maryland, that school had a lot of pros too as well. So I said that was my first time, getting a chance to go against guys who have been overseas and was currently playing and stuff. So it was good for me to be able to see what my game was. But it's tough, man. Like I said, it's not for everybody. You have to be mentally disciplined. It takes a lot. It takes a lot mentally because you're transferring, so you're losing a lot of your credits and stuff when you transfer. And then, like I said, you're just getting used to different teammates, different personalities, things like that. So it's definitely not easy. If I could do it all over again, I definitely would have probably just went to one of the D3s that was recruiting me and just tried to kind of be like they all-time leading scorer or something.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go fast forward to overseas. How did you get your first overseas opportunity? Was it because you had did good in a college and you just sent your film off? How did you get your first overseas opportunity?
I had film from college, so that helped. You know what I mean? Having that background of schools I had played at that had success, that helped a lot. But it was really like starting from square one, to be honest with you. I mean, they respect that, if you're not an All-American, they respect that you played in college. But I networked, man. I stayed up day and night messaging people, you know what I mean? Messaging GMs, messaging coaches, teams, whoever. I message everybody. And like my mom always say, man, 1,000 no's, somebody gonna say yeah eventually. So then eventually this guy in Mexico, he was like, I don't have anything right now, but I like the game. I get in touch with you when I know something. He's an agent in Mexico, and he hit me back like 5 months later, like 4 or 5 months later, and was just like, look, man, I got an opportunity for you. I'm trying to put together, to draft this team. You know what I mean? That's gonna play in Mexico. And so he was like, if you're fortunate enough to get drafted, you know what I mean? They're gonna pay for everything and bring you over here and stuff. And I was. So they drafted me, and then I was able to go over there and play for a few months, and kind of my career took off from there.
Yeah. So if it's a young player that's trying to look to go overseas and he don't know what route to take, what advice would you give him to start his journey? Would you just tell him to do what you did and just, keep calling people, trying to network and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say if you're looking to get started, I mean, whether you're an All-American or you're somebody that never got any playing time, network. Get your portfolio together. It's just like a job portfolio. You know what I mean? It's just like having a job resume. You put your basketball resume together, your name, your height, your weight, where you from, what airport you would be leaving from, where you played, your stats, everything, and just put that together and have that in PDF form or in Microsoft Word and pretty much send it out to anybody you can and just let them know, you're looking to get started, you know what I mean? And that, you're hungry and that you just want an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Cause I know I got a lot of young players that watch this. I got a young audience that be looking at these podcasts. So I'm sure that they're gonna be listening and taking heed to that, what you just said.
That's cool. That's good.
We're talking about your first experience in Mexico. How was it as soon as you went pro? I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think Mexico is a great starting point to being a pro. Like, I think it opened up a lot of doors. It kind of teach you, and then once you make it somewhere else, I think Mexico really prepare you for that. How was your experience out there?
Nah, you hit the nail on the coffin, man. It is a great first job. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was telling people, like a lot of people were happy for me to. It was like, Mexico, like out of all places, and I was just like, look, man, anywhere they say they're gonna pay me, and I'm going.
Yeah.
It was good because the basketball was good. You're dealing with South America, so you're seeing some things you have never seen before. I was thinking, I had to take when I got there, we had to take a bus. You know what I mean? Like you see dirt roads.
Yeah.
It's a good experience. Like you said, to becoming a pro, it was a great experience for me because I think Europe, anywhere else, would have been too much right off the jump for me. So it was a great experience to get there and kind of just, I warmed up to like people wanting pictures and autographs. You know what I mean? Like it was a really good startup point.
Mm-hmm. So how was the competition? Like once you got to Mexico and started playing a few games, was the level of competition like super high compared to what you were used to already?
I think it was physical. it was a lot more physical. It was a lot more physical, and it was fast.
Mhm.
And college is like that, but it was now you got grown men now. You know what I mean? Like, so you got guys that's been playing pro for 10 years, stuff like that. The things that they do, they're seasoned. So the things that they do, it's not as careless as college is. It's, you know what I mean? And so I had to get used to that physicality and the speed that they were playing
Yeah,
at that level, because I wasn't used to that. So for me, I struggled for a little bit, honestly. You know what I mean? Just adjusting to that level of speed and that athleticism.
yeah. Okay, so where else have you been after Mexico? What happened after that?
So I started in Mexico, and then I came back home for like a month, man, and then I got another job. I got another job in Germany,
Hmm.
and I played on two different teams in Germany. So I played in Germany for 2 years, and then I left Germany, and then I went to Peru, and then I played in Peru for 2 years. That's where I actually won my first. Well, no, I won my first championship in Germany, but I won. I say my first championship that I was really, really like a part of. You know what I mean? Like I felt that one was tough for me, because I was wanting to go home, and I had two other teammates that were foreigners, and like we just I was just mentally exhausted. You know what I'm saying? But it ended up being we ended up getting the job done and winning the whole league, which was cool. So then once I left Peru after the second year, played in Spain for a little bit, and then left Spain, and then I went to China. Of course, I went to China, so I've been in China for 2 years.
Yeah, and you've been around a lot. Um, what did you have any like what was one of the most difficult things like adjusting? Because 1 and 2 years is a long time to be somewhere. How
Right.
how was it adjusting to those places? Like what are some struggles you had when you was traveling and staying in those places for a long amount of time?
Some of my struggles were, I mean, no one speaks English. You know what I mean? So the translator app becomes your best friend, because if you're some of the teams I played on, I was in small cities, so you may not have but a few people in the whole city that speak English.
Mhm.
So you using your translator app to order food, to get in a taxi, to talk to people. That can be rough and frustrating, because a lot of times you may be over there and it may be somebody that don't feel like looking at your phone. You know what I mean? To see what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? And so the communication is a lot. Missing home, I say, is a lot as well, because the time difference is very dramatic. So it could be an 8 hour time difference. Obviously, in China it could be a 12-hour time difference. So when you waking up, everybody going to bed.
Mhm. Yeah,
So yeah, that was tough too, and as well as the politics too, because teams want, when they hire you, they want something very specific, and so if you're not able to do it exactly the way they want to, like they can make life very tough for you and send you home right away, or just you may get paid late. Like, I don't been through it all.
yeah, yeah. So in China, I remember because really China is the only country I've been to for an extended amount of time, for a long amount of time. And
Mhm.
one of the things I was struggling with was at first was trying to get around, like trying to get from place to place. When you was like in Germany and Peru and all those places, how was the transportation? Like, was it mostly like by car, by taxi, by bus? What mostly what?
um I had a driver in some of those places, which helped out a lot. So when I was in Germany, um my first team, we pretty much they pretty much picked us up. You know what I mean? Like, they had people that was hired by the team that, as a driver, that pretty much picked us up and took us to practice, or took us to, when we had games. Of course, you took the bus, but I had somebody come pick me up when I was in Peru. My first team, what did we used to do? My first team, we were pretty much like 5 minutes from the arena, so we would take taxis. You know, and then when I'm on my second team in Peru, we pretty much had a driver.
Okay.
I've never been on a team. I had a driver, so it pretty much made it easy. It was the only place I really had been to. Once I moved on my second year, when I was in Philly, what I mean, where I had to pretty much kind of like get there. You know what I mean, like on my own. But when I was in Dalian in China, what I mean, my manager pretty much took me everywhere.
Okay. Okay. For sure. For sure. I remember in China before I had got my e-bike, because I know you had an e-bike too. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, them things crazy, man. But before I had an e-bike, I was taking a taxi everywhere. and I didn't realize like they can like manipulate the prices on the taxi. So
Mm-hmm.
like if you get in a taxi and like it's like the fare thing, it's like saying like every mile or every time they're driving, it'll say how much. But did you know that they had like a button in there that they can push to make the price go up as they driving in the taxi?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I never really took taxis. I would take DDs
Yeah,
because for people who don't know, DD is like Uber. So I would just take DDs because they can't do that. So the ride is already calculated. You know what I mean?
yeah,
As you know, and if
yeah.
they try to drive you off and do something crazy, then you could just complain and they'll give you your money back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I didn't. That's why I never took taxis in China like that unless it
I
was
know
like
that.
an emergency.
I know that. I know that going in. So it was like, I don't know, probably like 2 months I was taking a taxi when I first got there. And I don't them taxi drivers got a fortune out of me because I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how much is it? All right, here. And my boy told me about that one day. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But that if you had to ask me what was one of my struggles, that would probably be one, like getting around and like trying to get from place to place. Cause being overseas, when you're not like practicing or having a game, it's a lot of downtime. Well, for me,
Yeah.
it's a lot of downtime. So you be trying to look for stuff to get into, looking for some mall, looking for some people to just chill with. So at that time when I'm trying to like look for somewhere to go is when I was taking a taxi a lot. You feel me?
Yeah, it's a lot of downtime, and I tell people that I'm like, man, you could get a degree when you playing overseas, a whole nother degree because you got so much. And when you practice, most of the time you're gonna practice. Sometimes you practice 2 times a day. I've been on some teams where it was 2 times a day, but most of the time it's gonna be 1 time a day, and it's
Mm.
probably gonna be at like 2 o'clock from like 2 to 4. You literally got the rest of the day to do whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah,
Like it's like you said, it's a lot of downtime. I watched a lot of Netflix.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I've Googled a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you just be trying to find hobbies because you're so bored. You know what I mean? I play, obviously the Xbox.
hmm,
Yeah, it's a lot of downtime, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so what are some places that, cause you say you're gonna play for about another year or two, right?
Yeah, yeah. About another year or two, man. Then I'll be done. I'll just be coaching strictly.
Yeah. Do you got anywhere that you wanna like either go visit or go play at in the near future, like any other countries or places you want to go to?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna probably stay in Asia. I'm not gonna probably go anywhere else. I'll probably stay in this Asian market just because with the coaching, the money's better. The money's a lot better, and most of the time with the opportunities I'm running into now, they kind of see the same thing I see, which is like, look, you know what I mean. I may play for like another year, so it's like, oh, okay, we can get you to play, and then if you want to coach, you can coach our youth leagues or train some of our pro guys as well. So they kind of thinking the same thing that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm signed to Vietnam right now. I'm supposed to leave in like 2 weeks
Okay.
um,
Okay.
to play and coach for them. Hopefully it'll go through. They got some good basketball out there, so that'll be a good opportunity. But there, I want to play hopefully in Japan and hopefully in Indonesia. They got a pretty good league in Indonesia too. So all of those are close. So I'm hoping to do some tournaments and stuff and play in those three places. And other than that, man, as far as visiting, I still want to get. I ain't been to Japan yet.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Bali yet,
Hmm.
and I haven't been to Singapore, which those three would be easy to go to. But
Yeah.
I just hadn't been.
Yeah. I heard Bali was crazy. I want to go to Bali too.
It's nice, man. It's nice, and it's not expensive either. As you know, all those places are cheap. When I was in China, I just had my mind set on like Thailand and other places that I had to get to, so I went there. But yeah, those are a couple places I want to visit. Because like I said, they're so nice, man, and the weather's really nice all year round, pretty much.
Hmm.
But like I said, yeah, I'm signed to Vietnam right now. I'm supposed to leave, just waiting on my visa to get back. So just with the virus, everything has been kind of behind because I was looking to play this past year, a lot. And so when everything happened, that kind of messed me up. So been trying to, been getting back in shape and stuff and trying to get that game time speed and athleticism back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Being at a certain age, it's a beautiful thing when you can still play and coach. I think that's important for people who are trying to go overseas, like not just play professionally, but keeping their options open. Because I'm in the same field, and
Mm-hmm.
this past year, before COVID happened, I had some stuff lined up to go to France and do the exact same thing that you were just talking about, playing and
Mm-hmm.
coaching for the same program and doing both. So that's still a good thing where you're at a certain age to where you can still play and coach. I think that's real valuable when you going overseas and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's cool. Because you can pass a lot of information to the young guys, and obviously still be effective, as well on the floor. I enjoy where I'm at a lot more now because I'm able to kind of just, like I said, pass that stuff on and still be able to play and it's good. Like I said, as you know, I mean, the money when you can do both. So I like where I'm at right now. So like I said, just trying to get back going, man.
Yeah. Before I end every podcast, I ask a guest like these 3 questions that I got. And so I'm gonna ask you these 3 questions real quick. And my first question is, what do you consider success? Like everybody got their own definition and meaning of what success is. What does success mean to you?
What is success? Success is whatever you make it, man. I mean, because success is not necessarily money. You know what I mean? It's not a tangible thing. Success could be just you set for yourself. You know what I mean? That you set for yourself in your life. So for me, my goal in life was to play professional basketball. You know what I mean? I wanted to play professional basketball. I wanted to travel the world. You know, that was my goal in life. Obviously, you keep making goals as you move on. So now my goal is to obviously, get to the point where, I'm saving a lot of money, you know what I mean, and doing camps different places.
Yeah.
So to me, being successful is just doing the things that, you set out to do and completing them,
Yeah. And my second question is, have you seen The Matrix, the movie?
Yeah, it's been a while, been years. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know the part where Morpheus confronts Neo with the red pill and blue pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question to you is, if I confront you with the red pill, would you want to take the red pill and you be exposed to all the truth and all the corruption and all the craziness that's going on in the world, or would you take the blue pill and just be normal, live your day-to-day life, and just live your life? Would you take the red pill or the blue pill?
Now you said a red pill, you're exposed to everything, right?
Yeah.
So the blue pill, you don't have any idea of nothing going on. Like you're outside of the loop.
Yeah.
I say the red pill, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I know what's going on, then I can make moves according to that. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm faced with it head on, then now I can be able to, do the things I need to do and strategize and get by it. If I'm clueless and I'm just living, then you don't know what's gonna come to you.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a red pill guy, man. I need to know what's going on,
Yeah,
man.
me too. Same here, man. Same here. I don't want nobody playing games or manipulating with my mind.
Right.
So the last question, not a question. It's a statement that I want you to make to yourself in the future. So if your future self watched this video 5 years from now, what message would you want to leave him?
The message I want to leave him is to just keep working hard. Don't lose that hunger. Um, don't lose that hunger. Don't get satisfied. I think that we sometimes people, especially when we start to get success, get satisfied. And for me, I remember, how hungry I was, years ago. And I remember, I know where I am now with that, especially everything that's happened as we've seen with the virus, like things get taken away from us and life can change. I mean, you overseas, we can be living one life this minute and then the next minute, you know what I mean? Like everything completely changed. So I would tell myself, like, don't get satisfied. Stay hungry, stay motivated, stay ready.
Yep. For sure. All right, well, man, that's all I got for you today, man. I want to show my appreciation to you, and just say thank you for joining the podcast. I know it's last minute. We were trying to get some stuff going on a video call, but I'm glad you showed up and you was able to speak your journey on my podcast, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime, man. If you got any players need to reach out, anything, man, for advice or something. I mean, obviously, I'll do the best I can. You know what I mean? Any way I can help them, if I can, I will.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you having me, man. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe we can link up again in the future and talk about it on another podcast, just to see where you end up. I know, I see that you got a bright future. Wherever you end up, you're gonna keep traveling. You're gonna keep doing your thing. So maybe we could hop on this again in a few months or a few years and speak about your journey again.
Yeah, man. I hope so, man. Looking forward to it, man. It's good to see you, man.
All right, man. Yeah, again, thanks again, and I'll see you soon, bro.
Okay, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, for sure.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been tuned in for every episode. Because I got a few people that's been messaging me and sending me messages on DM and on Instagram and my personal text messages too, saying that they've been watching every episode and that they really appreciate the content that I've been putting out. And for all you young players that's been looking, it's good to watch these podcasts because you kind of know where to go if you lost in your journey or if you're not sure about the next step that you should take because of COVID. Keep watching these videos, and we just gonna keep sharing all the information that we have to give y'all to help you on your journey. So again, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. All right, peace.